Hello everyone, my name is King Krish, of course, and today I'm joined with Goldie, aka Teja. Say hi.
Hello.
Today, this is actually our first podcast, so, basically, today we're gonna be talking about, so you're a freshman, right, Teja?
Yeah.
Okay, so, obviously I know that you are, but, to everyone in the audience who's not in high school yet, can you explain what a freshman is?
A freshman, at least as I see them currently, are drug addicts and cool kids, vape gang squad fam.
Well, yeah, they're ninth graders, basically. So
They're ninth
why
graders.
do you think freshmen are like this?
Well, expert testimony, quote unquote.
No, just since you're a freshman, and you kind
Yeah.
of have the inside of the whole,
Yeah. So I asked a kid, you know him, Shrekneck,
Mm-hmm.
Mad Lad.
Sharkneck, yeah. He's in my March Madness.
March Madness, yeah. A former vapor. That's his words, not mine.
His words. According
His
to him,
words.
he's a former vapor.
Yeah, he's been sober, quote unquote, for 4 months.
Damn.
Dang, I know. Pretty.
That's impressive. That's
impressive.
It's like Guinness World Record worthy.
I know, for 4 months, Guinness World Record. But basically,
Wow.
he said it's because he's dealing with personal, quote unquote, problems that have to do with, I don't know, he never explicitly said anything, but it's all about family or depression, how he's dealing with stuff that other people, at least he thinks, won't understand.
So, would you say you're the only freshman that doesn't vape?
Oh no, not at all. I mean, there's a bunch of people that don't vape.
Compared to the majority, at least. Would you say you're
Majority.
one of the few freshmen who don't vape?
Majority wise,
Are you in the majority or minority, basically?
I feel like I'm in the minority, honestly.
Damn.
With
That's...
that might be an overstatement.
Mhm.
I can't tell. I could be on both sides. The problem is I can't. It's almost kind of hard to differentiate between a regular non-vaping kid and then a vaping kid, because
Yeah.
kids I thought that didn't vape turned out to vape. So
Even the calm kids.
yeah, some chill kids, they didn't seem that bad, and then
Mhm.
in a conversation with with other people, they said how vaping, they're scared to vape because they might get snitched on or something like that. I'm not sure how the conversation went, but
Yeah.
I can't. It's hard to identify. It's some people you can obviously tell, but others are pretty hard to tell, and it's pretty surprising.
Dang. So you're saying, even the chill people, or not the chill, even the calm people, the people who think you don't vape.
Yeah, sometimes. It
Damn.
seems.
Okay. So I'll get back to the whole, I guess it's kind of tied in, but, so now I'm going to talk a bit about, social media, right?
Oh, yeah.
So how do you think, social media affects the way, they act? How does it, do you think it has any influence?
Somewhat. I mean, it might, because
Pretty much every freshman I know, I mean, even high schoolers in general, pretty much, majority of high schoolers use, Snapchat or Instagram, or even both.
exactly. I don't use any of those. I never really have. So
Yeah, neither have I, but, I know people that, have used it I know that people that have used it are usually tied in with, jewelers. They're usually known as
yeah,
jewelers or vapors or, same thing, but...
yeah. It's there's benefits and there's also pitfalls to using social media. It's good,
Mhm.
if used not excessively. That's not the right term. There's a great video of someone talking about it. Um, the channel is Veritasium 2, and he talks about,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the anti, or how he's anti social media, and he brings up some like good pointers, like about how, as good as social media is and how like connected people get because of it, it's not like, it kind of breaks that um like meeting in person and like actually physically interacting, which is
Yeah,
part of,
yeah, I know. That's a big thing, yeah.
yeah, and I feel like that can lead into loneliness, which is
Well,
with,
I wouldn't say it leads into loneliness, because, like, the whole point of social media is to avoid loneliness.
yeah,
But it's kind of doing it's doing its part, too. Like, people who use social media tend to not be lonely.
yeah, I agree
But
with you.
yeah, like, if they're, let's say they move, like, they're in a new school or something, then they're definitely gonna be lonely.
Yeah, no, like, I don't, like, I use, like, uh, of course, like, you can text them, and, like, that's about as much as I would go. Like, social
Mm-hmm.
media, like, the reason I think it causes, like, quote-unquote loneliness is because, it usually,
It causes, like, people to do what they don't want to... Like, with the whole streaks and everything, is that what you're talking about?
yeah, like, streaks and other stuff like that, like kind of like forcefully, like it's like especially Snapchat, it's so attention grabbing, because
Oh, yeah, yeah.
like I've used Snapchat for like, I don't know, like it's been like 3 years. I got it like, I don't know, I have it now, so I can text a friend, but I turned off
A friend.
a friend.
Would
But
you call him a friend?
no, it's an actual friend.
Oh, it's an actual friend?
It's an
Okay.
actual. The like before I had it, or like right now, since I turned off notifications, but what would happen was it would be like this person is texting you, but it'd never say what they were texting you.
Yeah, yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah, so it's annoying because like then you have to actually open the app, look at what they're texting, respond, or it's just I don't know, it's like text messaging, or like texting is just way simpler. They just tell you,
Like, yeah, it wants you to be on the app as much as possible.
yeah,
Snapchat.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the other thing is like, it's like to back to, it's like to the loneliness aspect of it. It's not that
Mhm.
it's insanely, like it's not that it causes loneliness, and like its objective is to make it, like its goal is the exact opposite. It's trying to make it as connected as possible, but
Yeah.
like you kind of lose that like person to person feeling, which is what kind of is what you need. Like going, like actually meeting up and doing something fun has a way bigger impact than just
Yeah.
texting. And
Like, in real life, if you are about to say something and you're in the middle of saying that, you can't, like, like, unsay it.
yeah,
Because, let's say I'm texting someone on Snapchat or whatever, and then I type, I don't know, like, what's a good example? I like your shoes, right?
Yeah.
Or sorry, I type, I hate your shoes. Like, I can't, like, if I'm on Snapchat, I can backspace out of that.
yeah.
But in real life, you can't go, I hate your shoes. Oh, wait, never mind.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, you can do that, but, like, you can, it's not, like, it's more awkward. Like, it's more...
Yeah, like another, TED has a great video on loneliness. It's is
Mhm.
it TED or Veritasium? No, TED or
Kurz Cadet, yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's really bad for you, and it's like, yeah, it's like social media. Even though it's not like intentionally causing loneliness, like you kind of lose that. Like you feel more alone, I guess. Like at least I feel that way. Like if,
Well, yeah.
because if I'm not like face to face talking or interacting with someone, it's doesn't feel that like,
Yeah, like, phone calls are much better. Or,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
anything where you can actually hear the person's voice directly instead of, like, being symbolized by letters and numbers.
Yeah.
Or emojis.
yeah. It's way better.
And GIFs.
And gifs, and obviously gifs.
Yeah. But,
And
like, that's the thing. Like, it would be, like, social media would be so much better if it's just talking in real life, except anywhere.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
basically phone calls.
Yeah, exactly. And like tying this back into like I guess like the problem with vaping, it's that like at least, you know, from what I've heard from Shrekneck, it's because
Mhm.
he's depressed, quote unquote, or he's dealing with problems. And so
Yeah.
I only have to, like, I can only assume that these said problems are, like, either family related or he's not, like, he doesn't have friends, he's feeling lonely, etc., etc.
Mhm.
But, like, it could tie in, like, you know, if he's lonely, then obviously he's gonna resort to some other factor or form of, like, getting a kick, quote unquote, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
And so Shrekneck doesn't have any real friends either, right?
Not from what I've seen. Like,
From your point of view, yeah.
yeah, from my point of view, it's very, like, it's either...
Just business partners.
Yeah, it's like consumer-producer relationship, or it's either stop annoying me, I'm not gonna, like, I'm just gonna pretend you don't exist until you go away. Like, like at lunch, when, sometimes when he used to sit next to me, there was another guy who sat down along with us, and sometimes Shrekneck would go around and he would try talking to other people. But what was funny was that the people he was trying to talk to, they wouldn't make eye contact, which is like a big factor.
Yeah.
And then they would barely respond to him. They didn't really, like, from at least my perspective and the perspective of the other person sitting with us, he even commented, like, they obviously don't want to talk to him. I don't know why he keeps trying. And so,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always initiative, right? Like, sorry, Shrekneck's always the initial thing, obviously.
Yeah, he's always, like, trying to start it, but it never gets anywhere. And that's what I see with all of his, like, quote-unquote friends. I even hear them, like, talking trash about him, like, in the school locker room. And it's so funny, because he refused, like, even though I told him this, face to face.
You told him this, and he still...
It's still, like, he refuses to accept
Selective
it.
hearing.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's so, like, I don't know how someone could be, like, dense. So, like, that, like...
Just, like, denying reality.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, he seems to have no intention of actually, like, being in this world. Like, he's always...
He just wants to be in his own fictional universe.
Like, and that's not a problem. Like, imagine...
Well, yeah, of course it's not a problem, but, like, if you're denying reality, thinking it's, like, you know, if you're confusing fiction with reality, then that's pretty...
Yeah. And the other... What's it called? The stupid part is that he's trying to escape reality by doing drugs. Which is another, like... Why in the world would you do that? There's...
Those two things aren't really, like... Don't really have much correlation.
Or I mean, like, he's trying to get high.
Oh, okay.
Like, at least the way he puts it is that he's escaping his said pain by trying to...
Pain.
Yeah, pain. Pain.
Put, like, triple quotes on that.
Yeah. He's trying to escape that by doing drugs, supposedly. I don't know. It's, like... And then when I told him, I was like, what's the point? That clearly means, like, you don't have any willpower or, like, the ability to fight, or like you have no, like, you can't stand up by yourself, so to speak.
Basically, you're irresponsible. Partly irresponsible.
Yeah, partly irresponsible. Then he's
partly just weak.
Yeah, weak. Exactly, like, he's mentally unstable and weak. He's just, like, you don't know how it feels when you get high, and then it's just, like... like,
it doesn't matter how it feels. Like, either way, it's severely harming my body, so...
Yeah,
and it's ruining my reputation.
Yeah, like, the funny thing is, it's like doing drugs increases your street cred, and... I don't know. Yeah, by... It's
Wait,
like,
can you explain what street cred is again?
It's like street cred is like that like it's like
that thug life.
that
Like
thug
you're,
life. Yeah, it's like that cool kid sort of thing where it's like, I'm cool. It's like popular. That's not.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's-
Well, yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, it's not. It's not right to say all popular kids vape or do drugs, but
It goes under the same like
yeah,
you know
yeah,
similar thing, similar class kind of.
yeah. But the people who do drugs are popular, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, square is not a rectangle, or sorry, square. I forgot how it goes.
Square is a rectangle, but
Yeah,
a rectangle is not a
a
square.
rectangle is not a square. There we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that. So like by performing in those like dumb like purchasing and using of drugs, I think he thinks he's increasing his reputation with other one of his so-called friends. So
Okay. So, one thing I did want to point out is I know only like at least because I'm a sophomore, and I've noticed that only freshmen vape so extensively.
dude, yeah,
Only freshmen are so obsessed with it. Like, of course, there are sophomores that vape, but like they're not known at all.
yeah, that's the insane part. It's the
At least from the normal person's perspective.
Yeah, like I haven't seen any, like at least like Shreknik, he's never said that he's gotten anything from a sophomore. Yeah, it's like it's always like another freshman and it's bizarre. It's only freshmen and I don't understand. It's hard to come across any other like
Do you know why? Or can you guess why that's the? I don't know.
I
Like, do you
don't-
have your own hypothesis?
Yeah, I don't know. That's like that'd bewilder. I can't like I don't know how there's that much change within just a year, or like generations.
Because I know last year, like, I would say last year when I was a freshman last year, maybe like, I don't know, 27 to 30%. Like, no, sorry, that's way less. Like maybe 10 to 15% of freshmen vape,
Yeah, exactly. It's
or like know someone that vape too. Like,
yeah, that's a pretty that's
yeah, like it was still a big problem.
yeah, but it
It's
wasn't
just
as big.
this year it blew up.
Yeah, that's the insane thing. Like I don't know why or how it blew up. It's pretty bizarre. How
There's multiple. I guess there could be multiple reasons because I know the Juul company came out in 2017,
yeah,
right?
summer.
or was it 2018?
It was 2017 summer, and I think
Yeah, 2017 summer. So then, like, it launched, and then people were pretty skeptical at first, right?
Yeah, at least that's.
And then maybe by like, I don't know, like the very start of 2018, it started becoming a thing.
Yeah.
And then the second school hit in 2018 summer. Like, after 2018 summer, everyone's like, okay, we already know this is like a
Yeah.
great option to go to if I'm quote unquote pain and feeling pain.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so bizarre, but that's exactly what they're doing. It's 20. Yeah, as you said, it's like summer 2017. I don't know why it became like such a cool thing to do. It makes no sense. I guess the idea is that, like, at least from Shreknek, he said that like nicotine or the tobacco stuff is like tastes bad and is like pretty like crappy. So that's why he's going to like the tastier, quote unquote, tastier stuff that doesn't harm him as much. But even
I thought
though
he was just trying to avoid pain though.
yeah, like he like
okay, yeah.
the stupid thing is he makes the argument that vaping is safe and that doing drugs, or at least not all of them, but he says that doing weed doesn't kill you or can't harm you.
I think he says this unironically.
He says this unironically, and then every single time he said this multiple times. I've told him multiple times why and how it causes cancer, and then he's just like, no, it doesn't. And then it's like,
Yeah. And by Shrek neck, you're kind of like summarizing all freshmen, right?
yeah, every freshman, I'm pretty sure, thinks that weed doesn't cause cancer. I don't know where they're getting this from.
You know, the vapor.
The vapor. It's pretty easily, like, you can work your way back with some basic common sense that any smoke, or just for that matter, anything that enters your lungs besides like air and oxygen is bad for it.
Excessive amount.
Yeah, like excessive amounts of, yeah. Like
it can easily cause cancer.
Exactly, yeah. It's like, it's not like what's it called? Like, here's the example I keep telling him. It's like China, and people in China, it's like there's so much pollution and smog in the air that they're wearing masks so that it doesn't get into their lungs. Yeah. But it's not like it has nicotine or like tobacco or all this other like bad stuff.
That just like speeds up the process, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. And he keeps going back and saying that since weed doesn't have tobacco, therefore it's not cancerous. And so it's like, so it doesn't make, like, I don't know. Clearly I've proven, or not proven, but I state otherwise with like context, but he's just like, nah, and then goes back to his so-called friends and tries making conversations. It's funny.
Okay. Yeah. So there's actually two questions I want to bring up now.
Yeah.
They're both kind of interconnected, but how do you think, the first one is, how do you think, do you think the freshmen right now are gonna vape as a sophomore next year?
If they drop out, then definitely, and if they don't, still, yeah, I feel like it doesn't matter. The freshmen that are vaping will continue vaping. I can almost guarantee it. There's no...
oh, God, that's horrible.
Yeah, because, like...
if that's the case.
Because if they can't see a reason to stop, then why would they?
Right? Oh, yeah.
Like, if it's not... if they think it's not bad for them, and it benefits them, quote-unquote, then why not? So...
I think a big part of this problem... I'm not going to spend too much time on this part, but I think the big part of this problem is the parents.
Oh, yeah, it could be.
Not being enough surveillance. I mean, I'm not saying they should be, like, constantly, like, put cameras in your room and, like, I don't know, just, like, put cameras where, like, put, like, a hidden camera in your body or chest or something like that. Your jacket. But, they should at least have some sort of, like, a drug test would be perfect, especially if you know you're... Because I know, in many scenarios where, like, parents, even if I look a little, like, tired or sleepy, right?
Yeah.
Like, as a joke, obviously, my parents would be like, oh, are you doing drugs?
Yeah.
Like, as a joke. But, so what I don't get is how do other, like, actual people who vapes, how does someone, like, someone who does drugs, how did their parents not see that?
Yeah, like, it's not bad. I don't think it's, like, comes down to...
Well, of course it's not on the parents' part, but...
Yeah, it's just...
I'm saying that's, like, if that could be solved, like, the whole situation is finished. Like, the whole situation is done.
Yeah.
Fixed.
Like, it's weird, because the parents... I don't know, they might just not have... Like, there's good parents. Like, but for some reason, the kids turn out bad. Which is... I think it's because of influence. It's influence.
Yeah, it's because of influence by other people.
Yeah. So it's not like parents can solve the entire thing. It's just that they have to... Like, they have to make sure that their kid can differentiate between what's good, or what a good person is, and what a bad person is, just based off of a few actions, or based off of just pure looks. You can easily, like...
Yeah, pure looks, like, I know, what is it? That whole halo effect thing, or whatever, is, like, screwing people over.
Yeah,
but honestly, it is possible to tell by looks.
Like, it's very, like...
If some... like I can easily tell by looking at someone if they're a normal person or not. Not easily, like I might be boasting, but
Yeah.
like not easily, but like at least like I know if they're vaping or doing drugs or anything like that.
Yeah, like it's not hard to tell. Like usually like if you watched and noticed them for long enough, you start to recognize like very basic patterns that they follow.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know.
So my second question is, do you think tomorrow's freshmen are gonna be vapors?
Ooh, I'm
Do you think the freshmen of the future are gonna be vapors? Like if
I'm-
things keep going as the way they're going right now.
I don't know. It's hard to tell because there's good kids, and there seem to be a lot of them, but then again, it could be like for, especially from like robotics. There's kids who obviously know the difference between what's bad and what's good,
Mm-hmm.
even as like sixth graders, and then like what's it called? And most of them don't seem that bad, but then again, when I walk to the middle school, and
Yeah.
yeah, and out front I see
In
all
the
the
front.
other kids. All of them look like complete brain dead souls sometimes, and it
Yeah.
worries me. Like it's just some kids aren't mature. Like I don't expect them to be mature. Like since all
Here's the thing, like I'd say when I was like a sixth grader or a seventh grader, I was, at least in my opinion, I think I was pretty goddamn mature.
yeah
Especially when like other people were around.
yeah exactly.
Like
Like-
if I'm waiting at the front and two obviously old, like much older people are walking, like I'm pretty sure I would like take that into account and behave accordingly.
Yeah, I don't get what, like, it seems that it's like everyone's becoming more and more immature and they're maturing a lot less,
Mhm.
like a lot slower, so to speak. Like
Yeah.
it's not, it
There's
worries
not a lot
me.
of good freshmen in the future.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's so bizarre. Like, of course there's, like, good kids, but
Mm-hmm.
like just hearing the conversations is so
Could you give an example if you want to?
something off the top of my mind, whereas like some kids were like standing on tables,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and then there was like an officer right outside. Of course the officer was like, get down, but like I wouldn't stand on a chair like
If an
outside.
officer was your, I wouldn't stand on a chair. Period.
Period.
nonetheless.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
an officer was outside.
And then some kid standing on a table when there's an officer outside. It's like like, are you sure you like
Right. Did something go wrong? Where did it go wrong?
Oh, it's so like I don't get like I feel like it might just be me, but
No, it's a lot of people.
yeah,
It's
Like,
a majority.
like I'm usually like I have pretty high standards when I'm judging a person.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like just like when I'm trying to decide if I want to approach a certain person, I try to just decide if it's actually worth talking to the person I want to talk to, or if they're like Xander,
Mm-hmm.
also known as Copy Machine Alpha.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ask him for anything because I know if I do, then he's gonna take it upon himself to make sure that I hear about it every single day of my life.
What do you mean?
Cause like, I help him out, even though I don't like to, and even though he just copies me 24/7 on every assignment.
Mm-hmm.
I know if I ask him for anything, he's gonna be like, "Oh, you asked me for this and this, so therefore you have to help me." Because usually I just like.
Doesn't he kind of already do that though?
Yeah, but like I'm trying to disregard, like I'm trying to ignore him now, because like I don't want to waste my time when I have my own assignments I have to complete.
Yeah.
Like, I love helping people. It's great, because they learn. But I don't like it when
they're just asking for answers.
Yeah, I don't like it when they take a picture of your AutoCAD drawings, very specific example, and then they're recreating it, and then they're asking you on how to recreate it. Like, what? Like, you could have just asked me for help, and I would have gladly helped you with every single thing that you needed to know. But, like, if you, like, almost, like, I'm pretty patient when it comes to helping someone, and like, an AutoCAD, like, as long as you get the basics down and you take some decent notes, you'll understand it pretty well. Yeah. So, like, you know, I like...
Unless he was seriously not paying attention in class.
Yeah, which he does. Like, he plays games every single day on his phone. And then when it comes to assignments... Not
that many good games. Here's all these people playing games on their phone, and then there's me trying to find a good game.
Exactly. I scroll through the App Store every day, like, during first period to see if I can find anything good.
If there was one thing you could change about a freshman that would ultimately cause them to not vape, what would that, like, if there, like, is there a situation in which all you have to do is change one or two things and then they're not a vapor anymore?
I would say there definitely is. There has to be, like, it doesn't seem insanely hard. Like, if I, I can't put myself in the eyes of, like, a vapor, so, like, I can't, you know, it's like so-called quote-unquote depression.
Triple quote,
dude, depression.
Quote unquote. There.
Depression. Like, that's what I don't get. Like, clearly, like, changing maybe a little bit of, like, actually giving them some common sense would be
I think the
perfect.
best thing would be to give them friends. Like, actual friends.
Exactly. Sometimes it bewilders me. It's so confusing. Like, you know, for, like, me, I'm on, like, the hunt for friends ever since, like, middle school, like, 7th grade. And I'm still fine. Like, I'm not going around, like, trying to
You're find not going around.
Yeah. Trying to find some seller. So... I don't know, it's just, I don't know. I guess I've matured. I guess giving them some sort of maturity is all it takes.
The best way to get maturity is by having friends.
It's by having friends. Like, if you have older friends, then, like, that's probably why I'm more mature. Because I've had you and I've had Sai, so, like, I know how to act older at, like, a younger age, so...
Yeah, I would, like, even before I met you, honestly... Or, sorry, you know, like, at the beginning, when I met you, I could still tell that you were insanely mature compared to other 4th graders. I think, you were a 3rd grader when I met you, so I could tell you were insanely mature compared, like, you were scary mature compared to other 3rd graders. Like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But you were just scary mature.
I don't know what
And that's happened. A good thing, obviously.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I think I was just raised differently. That's probably... It probably just comes to that, how, like, your childhood, how that influences...
Well, yeah, that's the start of it all. So
it's the start of it all.
That's going to be a really big thing. Let's both give our viewpoints on this. So, you go first, since you're the person being interviewed. Why do you think sophomore are so much different than freshmen?
I have no idea. I feel like sophomore is the year that you mature. Maybe for most people. I feel like it's when you actually... I feel like that's the difference. Maturity. And I think freshmen actually mature until they're a sophomore. I think that might be it. But then again, when you were a freshman, there was barely any people.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there was that one group. And that was about it. About it.
There was that one group, yeah, but you had one group. I have, like, 50 and 100. It's, like...
I know, that, like, for me, it's just one or two groups that vape or juul.
Yeah.
Maybe 15% is a super exaggeration. Maybe, like, 3%, okay?
Yeah. it's like, and along with
3%
10%.
of all freshmen vaped at my age, or when I was a freshman.
Yeah, and a bunch of, like, 10% of like, I've told you this, but, like, for everyone that doesn't know, 10% of all freshmen.
Everyone,
I can't
because
say
there's so many people watching this.
because there's so many people. Yeah, 10% of at least freshmen at Brandeis are gone, either because they dropped out or they switched schools. But I don't think they switched schools. Even though like for most people that's like the first option. They probably switch schools. No one, not a single person, from the beginning of the year has left any of my classes. That's
Wait,
like,
sir, repeat that.
so like 10% of freshmen I'll drop, like, I think, like, left the school. There's 900 now. There's 810. But I don't, even though the first thing you would go to is probably that like most of these students switched schools. None of the students that I've seen, from like all of the students at the beginning of the year are still at Brandeis. So like, I don't think they left.
You haven't seen the...
Yeah, I haven't seen people, like, leave. But
It's
I guess
probably
you can
you're in pre-AP, so it's probably like all the regular kids.
see, yeah, and regular kids.
Pre-AP kids are like this. Like, imagine how...
Yeah.
Imagine how twisted the regular kids are.
I don't know. It's just, I feel like then again I might be over exaggerating this, like, how many people vape thing. It's probably like not, like, it's higher than it's ever been, I think.
Yeah.
But it's definitely ultimately it's higher than it's ever been. But I'm probably, like, I probably have personal bias against because of hanging out with a freaking idiot for 3 years.
3 years,
dude. I think I finally got rid of him.
Yeah, good.
I think he's finally gonna not annoy me at lunch. But
Number one trick is to just annoy the heck out of them, Teja.
yeah,
just annoy them until they can't breathe. Suffocate them with annoyingness.
But of course, if you do that to the wrong people, they'll shove you. Dude,
they'll shove you, dude. That's the worst possible punishment.
They'll shove you so hard.
So what's your next move, Teja? As a person, what's your next move when it comes to... So now that Abhishek is gone...
What's my next move?
If you're fine with telling, of course.
Yeah, of course. Next move, I'm probably just gonna work on homework during lunch. Honestly.
That's not the... that's...
It's not the optimal solution. It's not the best. I probably should find friends at school. Because I have plenty. I have very good... SST was golden.
Yeah, SST was golden. Yeah. That's because it's a charter school.
That's because it's a charter school.
Oh yeah, something I forgot, and I was gonna say earlier. One of the big reasons that students dropped out is because they realized everyone else was a moron.
Dude, yeah.
That could be one of the huge reasons.
Everyone else is so stupid. It's like,
why am I here?
Why am I here? Yeah. Like, even though probably finding friends is better, like, it's better for me, as a person and as an improvement of, like, lifestyle, I guess. Like, everyone, like, it's just hard for me to, like, the problem is everyone knows each other. They've all, like...
Yeah, that was a big problem I had in freshman year. Like, especially in GT.
Yeah.
I'm in a class called GT. But especially in GT, right? Everyone knew it was so annoying because everyone knew each other. And there was no spot for me to, like... There was no open slot for me to fill in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, same.
It's like all the spots are taken. It's like, why am I mean, yes, I'm here to learn, but is that it?
Yeah, it
I
feels
want to get to talk. Like, everyone's so... They're not bad people, don't get me wrong. They're not bad people, it's just, like... Everyone's so preoccupied with their own friends.
That's the exact same thing. I'm like perfect spot on. It's exactly what I see. Like I see a bunch of good people, and like but they all have their own friend groups. They all have their like own, like, people that they talk to and their own topics. It's kind of hard for an outsider to try and intervene and.
And the annoying thing is they see you as an outsider. Like, they know you're there. Like, they recognize you. But
exactly.
Then they don't... I don't know.
Yeah, they don't, like... They don't pay attention to you as much.
Well, yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
And another thing is Snapchat. Like,
oh, yeah.
The only way for me to get to know anyone is supposed to be Snapchat. Like, is there no such thing as talking to people?
Yeah, I know. It's like, Snapchat is such... It's like... It's so annoying, for me at least. Like, I don't like it. It's not like it's... Like... It's not great in any way. It has, like, a bunch of unnecessary features that... I don't know why people would even bother using it. It's so... Like, Skype and Discord, it's on point, it's what you need, it's...
As far as I can see the situation, this is how it's going down. So people are vaping, and the reason they're vaping...
Yeah.
There's two main reasons. The first one is personal, quote-unquote suffering.
Suffering.
And the second one is not having friends.
Yeah.
And the suffering, you can't really do anything. I guess the suffering you can do something about, but the reason you can't do anything about the friends part is because everyone's already in their own circle.
Yeah.
Everyone already has their own, friend groups.
Yeah, it's hard for an outsider to get in.
Exactly, yeah. So, is there anything else you want to add in? Just any last words?
Last words, dude.
Any last words, yeah. Message.
Oh, crap. For
public
anyone,
service announcement.
Yeah. So PSA. It's not cool to jewel in school. So
yes.
Anyone listening, please do not jewel.
Only people that listen is sophomores, Teja. I'm pretty sure. Not even them. Okay, not even them. I'm pretty sure. Like, maybe two other people other than, just two other people. Period. Are gonna watch this.
So.
Maybe one. Okay, maybe none. Maybe none.
So for everyone listening, just spread the word. Not cool to jewel in school.
Not cool to... That's not enough.
If
that was enough, Teja, dueling wouldn't be a problem.
Please hang up posters of Drake saying no to...
Just print out a bunch of memes about dueling, saying don't duel, and then post them everywhere, okay? Post them anywhere you can post them.
Preferably in the bus loop and in bathrooms.
Yeah, preferably in the bus loop and in bathrooms.
Trust me, you'll get late. People will call you geniuses. We have seen it firsthand.
I have received the compliment firsthand.
So.
Oh, it's technically secondhand, but still.
Secondhand. They didn't know that you were listening, but.
Yeah. So, it's not cool to jewel in school, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna go work on my dueling memes, Teja.
Oh yeah, of course.
So yeah, thank you for joining me on my first pilot episode of Open Heart with KK.
Dang.
Technically it's the second one, but the first one is kind of trash.
The first one is kind of trash.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Do you have any last words?
Nope, that's it. Thanks for watching.
Okay, do you want to plug anything, dude? Do you want to plug your YouTube channel?
Yeah. Please check out Goldie. There's 2 channels now. One's releasing a movie.
There are 2 separate channels now?
There's 2 separate channels, and the other one is purely meant for music.
Yeah.
And the new track, quote unquote, new pretend track. It's not good.
Quote unquote
track. A new musical piece is gonna be coming out this month. So.
Epic.
In the span of April 27th through the April 30. 30th.
Towards the end of the month, basically.
Yeah, towards the end of the month. So
Dang, sounds pretty epic.
pretty epic. So please
Okay, yeah.
watch.
I'll see you later. Okay, I'll see my fellow King Christians later too.
Dang.
And yeah, thank you for the probably one person who's actually listening.
Yeah.
Comment down below your favorite song, and I will personally deliver it to you. And yeah, I'll see you later.